As soon as I became contender for KSI, he got rid of the belt. That's duck syndrome right there, bro. Come on, son. I'm more credible than anybody he fought. He fought Temper after I knocked him out, so it's like damaged goods, so that don't really count. He fought Joe Fournier, an old 40-year-old man, and knocked him out with an elbow. He couldn't knock him out with his right hand or nothing.
Like, imagine fighting for a silver belt. Like, imagine fighting for second place. You're that garbage that you have to come and try to get into another world to try to compete for a different belt.
Tommy Fury's a reality star, bro. Honestly. I think in the boxing ring, I do better things than he does.
Misfits Boxing fans, I'm Ben Davis, joined by my co-host BL, and welcome to a new episode and the first season of Misfits News, where we break down all of the latest happenings in the world of Misfits Boxing. We've got a packed show for you today, so without further ado, let's get into it. But first, BL, how are you?
I'm doing very well. It's very exciting. Obviously, season 1 of Misfits News. It's all changed up, but I'm sure the people are going to be excited for what's to come. You know, we've got some exciting guests coming on, and not only that, we're going to cover all the points, so they better make sure they stay until the end of the video to see it all.
Today's episode, we're going to go over Misfits 12, obviously that main event. We've got some interviews with Dean the Great and Slim Albaher, the hitman himself. Then we talk about the lightweight tournament, the cruiserweight division, and get into KSI's next opponent. BL, let's start off. Misfits 12 review. What an event in Leeds, England. I was sitting there ringside the whole night thinking, man, this was one of the best cards we've ever had.
Well, in my opinion, this was the best non-pay-per-view card there has been so far. I mean, we witnessed some jaw-dropping moments. Foxer G delivered an unforgettable knockout of the night. For me, I was almost in tears after seeing him backstage where his mum was giving me a hug and he was tearing up. I mean, what an emotional roller coaster. What an event. Now, I need to ask you, was this your favourite so far card? Non-pay-per-view or pay-per-view?
I have to say so. You know, 9 fights, 8 debuts, 6 knockouts strung across the night. And the main event was so interesting to me because I felt we really leaned into the WWE-esque presentation. And I'm not saying let's script or anything like that, God forbid. But the kind of fake out of Ginty, B-Dave, Swarm running into the arena. You know, I love that type of stuff. I think it's fun. I think it's electric. And then lights go down. Boom, it's Luis Pineda. Listen, there were a lot of people guessing who the mystery opponent was going to be. Very few guessed Luis Pineda.
Now, Luis Pineda is in the top 10 pound for pound. Now, do you agree with this ranking? A lot of people are saying he's professional. He shouldn't be in this pound for pound list. So what do you make of him being in the top 10?
I think it's warranted. I think we've seen development. I think we've seen Luis grow into this Misfits realm and certainly his own abilities and skill sets. So why the heck not, you know? And look, BL, I feel Arms Corleone is the next opponent for Luis Pineda. I think that fight makes sense.
Yeah. If Arms can make it to the final round, that is.
We'll stretcher him in and then we'll stretcher him right back out.
Stretch him out.
But I like it. I think Luis Pineda is certainly a top 10 pound for pound guy within the Misfits universe. It's not like Luis Pineda has been flooring these guys and steamrolling them. Even in his tag teams with B-Dave, we see Luis, it's competitive. We see him face adversity. He's been knocked down several times. So that's why I feel it's okay to include him in a list like that and view him more as the crossover boxer and not exactly a pro. And not to discredit, I don't want to seem rude there, but with the amount of adversity he's faced and had to overcome, the level that he's displaying he's at, I think it's fair. I think it's warranted.
But let's switch the gears up a little bit and let's talk about the Misfits lightweight tournament. We already know Waleed Sharks is joining, but who else is contending for that title? I know there's been several other announcements as we're doing this news report right now. So who do you think's on this roster?
You've got Waleed Sharks in, Joey Knight confirmed in. Today, obviously we're filming this a little bit out of sorts, but today we've got Yuddy Gang that's being added and included. Luke Craig, he says on the Instagram that he's posted the DM. Maybe it's fake. Why?
But I've seen Mam Taylor get involved here. I'm seeing him get involved. I'm seeing him repost. So I think he's in the tournament. And for me, I tell you something, Ben, he might be my favourite to win it right now.
I want to talk about the other 4 competitors that could be potentially in it, because that's half the field
That's half.
already locked and loaded probably. Now, we have to explore outside of it. Polyerev, maybe he's going to come back and be in the tournament. Box the G, maybe Fez Batista can get himself down to that weight. And I know Small Spartan J, Mams wants him to take a considerable amount of time off. I agree with that. I think that due to that knockout, and we see this all the time, you get medical suspensions, you get some time on the shelf just to recover. I think that's fair. But other opponents, I'm curious, BL, who do you think?
You put me on the spot here. If I can think of any other opponent.
I kind of named everybody else,
Yeah,
too. I kind of named all the other.
Think you've got it spot on as of right now. I think Mams may throw a little wild card in there, but as I say, right now, the one that's piqued my interest, because I did a bit of research, is Lil Cray Cray. Now, he is a southpaw fighter. There are not many southpaws in that division. And I think that's going to cause a lot of issue for these fighters. What hasn't been decided, and this has been confirmed to us, is whether it's going to be an all-way tournament or it's going to be a tournament then into a 4-way tag team.
In the lightweight division, I would want to see just a traditional 8-man. Get the bracket going, have them go single elimination all the way to the finals, and then winner gets to face Dean. I don't want to see a survivor tag with these guys yet, because let's let the tournament play out, and then maybe afterwards a survivor tag will be able to manifest with some natural competitors and participants. But for this one, right now, I think 8-man tournament's fine.
I know he's coming on the news channel later, but do you think any of them are on Dean's level yet?
It's a wonderful question. We've seen Waleed Sharks go up to bat twice and come away unsuccessful. That first fight, he was having so much success in the ring. The second fight, maybe not so much. So I think Waleed would probably have the most ammunition because he's got so much tape to review and improve from. But like you talked about, Lil Cray Cray, this kid's come out of nowhere and seems like he's got an interesting style that could cause problems. Fox the G.
Oh, don't get me started.
What on earth is it going to take? Yeah, what's it going to take to beat this guy? I know we've only seen him once, and it was not exactly the longest fight of all time, but the kid, fantastic. And he's been grinding. You can tell he's been grinding. You can tell he's been sacrificing. And maybe that hunger, that fire, is enough to compete with Dean. But you know what, BL? Like you mentioned, he's coming on. Let's get him in here right now. The former lightweight champion, Dean the Great. What do you have to say?
I'm doing good, you dig? Feeling good, looking good as always. You dig? Just got in some cheeks and now I'm at the gym. You dig?
Well, I mean, talking about news, something big that's come up is the confirmed entrance of the lightweight tournament. Obviously, there's a name that you fought in the past, Waleed Sharks. He's going in it and they're going to be challenging you. The winner of that tournament will be challenging you for that belt. Now, what do you make so far of the contestants announced?
I just find it funny how they're literally, I'm so great. Like, they had to set up intercontinental belt. Like, imagine fighting for a silver belt. Like, imagine fighting for second place. You did, because you're just not good enough to be first place. But I find it pretty cool. You know, they're gonna get like a little medal or a little belt, but it's cute.
I was just going to say that one of the reasons we've been told that you're not competing in this is because of an injury. Now, I want to make sure that Dean Fitz is doing okay.
I mean, even if I wasn't injured, it wouldn't make sense for me to compete in something that I already beat half those guys already. Like, what am I competing for an intercontinental belt? I already have the belt. I have all the belts. I don't even know their names. That's the thing. Like, they have no following. They're bums, bro. You dig what I'm saying? They come from, I don't know where they come from. They box for 10, 20 years, and then they come into the influencer scene. Like, I don't even want to say no names, but just like a lot of boxers, as y'all know, I'm sure y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. You dig? They're pro fighters, and they're trying to fight and compete for Misfits belts and try to compete. They're trying to fight influencers. What are you doing, bro? You're that garbage that you have to come and try to get into another world to try to compete for a different belt. Like, stay in your lane and go get a WBA belt. Go get a WBC belt. Go do something. Go do something that's going to build a legacy for yourself in the area that you're in. The influencer scene, we have our own lane. We have our own scene. You dig? So it's like, they try to, like, it's, and then they're corny. They're lame. They're making content, lame as shit. It's sad.
I'm curious, Dean, to sort of twist it back and rewind. Talk about this injury and maybe a timeline when we can expect you back in there.
Good news. I actually went to the doctor. I got followed up. I got checked in, and they said my grip strength in each hand, like they tested it with this radar thing, and I squeezed it from both, and I was in his right hand, but turns out it was a 20-pound force difference in each hand. And this is my left hand. This is my non-dominant. So I was like, God damn. So, I mean, obviously, I've been putting the work in with this left in the meantime, but 20 pounds of force difference is crazy. But she said it's 100% healed. The reason it looks swollen, still it's going to be swollen for about a year. I won't say 100% healed yet, but in terms of like the bone being broken, obviously it's 100% healed. She said it healed quite abnormally fast, and it's like good feedback from after the surgery, because usually people have problems with it. They can feel the pins, but thankfully I can't feel anything, man. So I do want to give a shout out to all the fans and everybody that was sending me prayers and wishful positive messages, bro, because I feel like that did pay away for us. So I appreciate everybody for that, man, for real. Yeah, so she said I got to get the force back. She said I need, I think, 10 pounds more force before I get cleared. So obviously, you know, I got to do rehab. I just started rehab this week, or last week. So I got to work on my force again, bro. But once I get this force back, then it's wraps. I got a metal plate in my hand now. So what they gonna say? Oh, Dean, check his gloves. There's a metal hand.
Well, I'm really excited to see you back in the ring, and I hope the recovery goes all well. But I do need to ask the question, Dean. We mentioned those names earlier. You said you didn't even know some of the fighters. But the question I think a lot of the fans have, from your perspective anyhow, is who's going to be winning that lightweight tournament? From your opinion, from who you've seen announced, who's most likely to win it?
Announced right now, I say Waleed Farts. Waleed Farts, I do believe he will win. I'm actually wishing and hoping that he wins. When you fight somebody, you gain like a respect / like love for them. Pause. So it's like it's like an intimacy you gain for a man, and when you fight him, after you fight him, you know. But even though Waleed, he couldn't admit it, but an ass whooping like that, it's hard to admit an ass whooping. And then you got an ass whooping handicap, which is even worse part. You dig what I'm saying? So I do believe Waleed Part he should and will bring the second place title home.
You heard it there first from the former champ. He's fired up. I can't wait to see what he does to the winner of that tournament. That'll be a fun fight down the line, whoever it is. But BL, talking about another division, like we mentioned, that is without a champion, the cruiserweights, and that belt needs to find a new home. What do you think of that?
Well, I mean, it's an epic twist. Did anyone expect KSI to relinquish that belt? I don't think so. And, I mean, from what Slim's saying, Slim is saying that he's ducking him. He's saying that KSI is relinquishing this belt so he doesn't have to fight him. Now, I don't know what KSI is up to right now. He said he's going to be streaming. He said he's going to be focused on his YouTube. So who is going to take that belt and how is it going to be done? Those are the questions I have right now.
The current cruiserweight division is as such. Faye Sensei, Dr. Mike, Josh LaGrove, DK Money, A1, Ash Kane, Victor Melita, Mist, Nick Ireland. That is the current run of that division. And with those people, a lot of them haven't competed in a significant amount of time, right? So, my proposition is a survivor tag. Get all the boys inside the ring, and let's see who's improved, let's see who's stagnated, or maybe even regressed, and we'll just get it done all in one night. I think that's probably the best way to do the cruiserweights.
I couldn't agree more. I think this is the perfect chance for Mams Taylor to go, guys, this is how the four-way tag team goes. Because these fighters are not going to stop. They know this is a shot at the belt. If they win this fight, their lives could change forever. So there's been a lot of back and forth right now, but I don't think there's anyone better to talk about this than the man, Slim the Hitman himself. So, Slim, you're our first guest on the Misfits news. Now, something that has been going viral and has got me excited is obviously at Misfits 12, you had a little encounter with KSI. Now, can you talk us through what actually happened? We saw some behind the scenes, but I want to know from your perspective what was going on that day.
Well, I have a whole behind the scenes of everything that happened on my YouTube channel on Slim Albert. You can see that. But basically what I did, I printed out a bunch of these high quality posters, and my plan was to give them around to fans and surround KSI. And I was going to approach him and ask him about the fight, face to face. So it would have been epic. Imagine that, all the fans, like a bunch of fans holding the posters. It would look beautiful on camera, and it would have been a viral moment. But it didn't go the way I planned because someone told KSI I was going to do that. And then he ended up, as soon as I got ringside, he told security to take my posters away, bro. Like, he tried to avoid all that from happening. The fact that he tried to avoid all that from happening is trying to show you, like, yo, that's duck syndrome right there, bro. Come on, son. Like, come on, bro. Like, you nervous for me to put my name out there with you, bro? Like, come on. Like, he always said I was trash. He always said I was garbage. He always said I wasn't a good fighter. until my sixth fight. Even until my part times in it, Slim's not that good. After I beat Soul Poppy, that's when people realize, yo, Slim is the real deal. You know what I'm saying? So like, but he don't want to now. He knows better. He won't even give me a response now. Before he used to always respond to me, talk trash to me, but now with me, bro, he won't even respond now, bro, because he know better, bro.
What is the message to the people, Slim, that say, oh, you don't deserve the KSI fight? What do you have to say to those people?
I don't deserve to fight, bro. I'm 7-0 with 5 KOs. I'm the only person in the scene that started from nothing with no boxing experience and made it to this level, and I'm knocking out every single person, bro. You tell me I don't deserve to share the stage with KSI, bro? Like, I'm more credible than anybody he fought. He fought Pineda, he fought Swarms, he fought who else? He fought Temper after I knocked him out, so it's like damaged goods, so that don't really count. He fought Joe Fournier, an old 40-year-old man, and knocked him out with an elbow. He couldn't knock him out with his right hand or nothing. He knocked him out with an elbow, so that don't really count. And then he lost to Tommy Fury, so I'm a more credible name than anybody's ever fought. I'm 7-0, 5 KOs. That's all. Like, come on, bro. Like, people trying to say that him beating me is not credible. Always, bro. I'm more of a boxer than Tommy Fury is. That's what I think, honestly.
Oh wow.
Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is a reality star, bro. Honestly, he's a reality star. All he is big. That's all he is. He's big. I think in the boxing ring, I do better things than he does, bro. He went to decision with 2 YouTubers, bro. Come on, fam. Like split decisions. Like he barely wins these fights. He's not a boxer like that, bro. He's not really like that. He's a reality TV star.
Well, there's been a bit of back and forth, I must say, and KSI is starting to talk a little bit more. We saw him on Instagram the other day, and he's saying that you're not relevant enough. He's saying that your name is not big enough for you to fight him right now. It doesn't make sense. And this is what Mams is saying. He's saying he wants to protect you. Now, when Mams says the likes of he wants to protect you because you're going to get knocked out, how does that make you feel? Does that ignite something inside you?
Bro, come on, man. Slim, the hitman don't need protection. They need protection from the hitman, bro. I'm a hitman, bro. I'm a killer. You got to be protected from me. I don't need protection, bro. Trust me. Every fight I got thrown in with the wolves. Nobody in the scene has been through fucking wars like me, bro. Nobody. I do exactly what I say. Literally, you can go to all my interviews. I say everything I'm gonna do. And now they're saying I can't be KSI. Yo, make it happen, and I'm gonna prove y'all again.
If not KSI, there was also rumours of Gib, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen either. So what other names are there in the bunch? Is Deji an option? Talk to me.
I became the contender for Gib. He retired. As soon as I became contender for KSI, he got rid of the belt. Literally, as soon as people started talking about KSI versus Slim, he got rid of his belt. What is that like? What does that say, bro? If these guys don't want to fight me, you think Deji's gonna want to fight me, bro? Like, come on, like I'm not a bully. I'm not gonna bully him, bro. Like I can't bully Deji. I like Deji. He's a cool guy. He's getting better as a fighter. But come on, bro. That's bullying. If I fight him, it's a massacre. Literally, it's a massacre. Like, and I'm not like that, bro. I'm not a bully.
Now, you mentioned it. I want to expand. The cruiserweight title vacated, up for grabs. Is that something that you'd be interested in? Obviously, guys like Faze Sensei, Dr. Mike, DK Money are in that weight class. Do you think adding some hardware while waiting for the KSI fight to materialize could be an interest?
I think I did enough. I think my credibility is out there. Like, bro, I have guys in the traditional boxing world that love to support me, bro. I'm about to be working with Usyk soon as well with his team. They want me to be the ambassador of one of their apps that they're developing. They're gonna bring me out to Saudi and stuff. So like, bro, I got respect in the traditional boxing world, bro. I got more respect in the traditional boxing world than KSI does.
You say you've got this great relationship with the traditional side of things. Is that something you'd look to do in the future? Are you going to go down this credible route? Are you wanting to do what Jake Paul is doing and go down the professional route and look for a belt one day? Is that something down your path? Is that what I'm getting from that?
I definitely want to test my ability, man, because I feel like my potential is still through the sky, bro. Like I feel like I could do so much, accomplish so much more, man. I feel like I'm still getting better every single day. I definitely want to keep testing my limits little by little, But there's levels to this game, obviously, and you got to keep learning, and you can't just get thrown with the sharks when you're not ready for it. So I'm gonna keep leveling up little by little, and we'll see where life takes me.
The good thing is you've busted through every ceiling in front of you so far. But I want to expand on 2 things you mentioned, the Middle East and the Pauls. You posted Slim versus Logan Paul in Saudi Arabia. Would that be something that you would be interested in over in the Middle East?
Bro, I would love that, man. Honestly, I would love that. Logan Paul's killing it in WWE. He's doing his thing. But he said he'd be down to fight me, bro. And I was like, yo, I take that serious. If you're going to say you down to fight me, you can't just say that shit for the internet, bro. If you say you down to fight me, let's make it happen. Then I started being about it. I started, tweeting him, yo, let's make it happen. I started DMing him, yo, bro, let's make it happen in Saudi. I'll make it happen. And then Logan Paul messaged me back. He's down for it. He said he's down. But After that, a week later, he said he retired from boxing.
To change gears, Slim, last couple questions. I wanted to know, what is a dream fight destination? What's a place, a city, country where you're like, this is where I would want to compete? Is it Yemen? Is it some other place in the Middle East? Let's hear it.
Bro, I want to fight anywhere in the Middle East, bro. I would love to. I fought in Dubai twice in 2021. And like that's where it kind of got my knockout resume. That's when I started really knocking people out, and I built a reputation of myself as the hitman in Dubai. So I would love to bring it back to Dubai. I would love to come to maybe Qatar. I heard Qatar is starting to bring out boxing events, and Qatar is the richest country in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful country. I've done shows out there. Kuwait as well. Kuwait is a beautiful city. All these Arab countries are starting to put on boxing events now, and bro, I would love to come out there and represent the other people and put on a hell of a show for them, you know, inspire a lot of people to start picking up the gloves. You know what I mean?
There is one notorious name that I've been seeing training with you, and that name is Sneeko. Now, when can we expect to see him in the fight? When can we expect him to jump on Misfits? Do you think it's going to happen ever?
I've been speaking to Sneeko, and I've been seeing him train a lot. I would hit him up, you know, give him advice and stuff like that. Him and Neon, they both I've been speaking to both of them, and they both want to. We're both planning on doing a stream together when I link up with them, either in Miami or in LA. We're gonna do a stream. I'm gonna start jumping on a streaming wave too, bro. I'm gonna start doing that because people keep talking about me not building my brand, but I'm gonna take things to the next level. Just give me like a couple weeks. Give me a couple weeks to a month. We get everything sorted. I'm fixing up my crib right now. Once I get everything set up, I'm gonna take things to the next level, bro. But Sneeko, he's gonna be. I think he's gonna jump in the scene because he loves boxing.
Slim, any last things that you've got for us? Any final closing message?
Hey, just want to say everybody who's been supporting, thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I really, really do, man. 2024 is gonna be a hell of a year. I want to fight multiple times this year. I don't want to just have one or two fights. Maybe wait, at least two to three fights on this year if I can make it happen. But my next one, I'm just being very caught. Like I want something massive to happen next. That's all it is. So, but everybody, love y'all. My guys, it's been fun, bro. Appreciate you guys for real. Much love.
It's crazy talk, it's big talk, it's expected talk from the Hitman. Let's just see if he can get his crib sorted first. Let's hope he gets the house in check before he does anything else. However, the question that becomes begged in my mind is other names outside of Slim. We know he wants it, but KSI seemingly lukewarm on Slim. BL, who else do you think might stand across from the nightmare in his next boxing outing?
There was one name, when it was brought up in the small council, I saw Mams Taylor's face, Inch. Okay? And that name is Jorge Masvidal. Now, I know you have your MMA background, so talk to the people. What type of fighter is Jorge Masvidal?
Well, he's a guy who owns the fastest knockout in UFC history, 5-second flying knee over Ben Askren. He's a guy who is fiery inside the octagon, very powerful kickboxer. If you need more evidence, look no further than his bout with Nate Diaz for the inaugural BMF championship. The last couple years haven't been kind, guys. Let's call a spade a spade. It's not exactly the most prime Masvidal, but it's a Masvidal who I think still possesses some high-level boxing, some seriously sophisticated striking, and would pose an interesting challenge, right? We've seen Tyron Woodley come over. We've seen Conor McGregor expose some interest in potentially getting in there. Masvidal makes a lot of sense to me.
So obviously we know KSI is only going to be fighting a few more times before he hangs up those gloves. I'm going to give it a maximum to 4 to 5 fights. I think that's the maximum. So realistically, Ben, who do you want to see him face out of those names the most? If you had to choose, I'm going to give you 3 of those fights. Which order does he take them in?
So I would say, and this is an unpopular selection, I'm aware of that. I say Slim. I think we do Slim next because, right, if you remove the Fournier fight and you look at some of JJ's biggest moments, oh my gosh, there's some of Slim's larger moments too. The temper knockout, right?
That is true.
KSI, his rise came against fighting these influencers and these content creators. That's what got him to the Fury fight, right? So now that he's lost, and it was a close fight, now that he's lost, I say we take a step back into what got him to that level, right? A step down in competition is necessary. Anytime a fighter loses, whether it's in the UFC, whether it's in boxing, other promotions, they have to take a step backwards. And I know that that's unpopular. I know that they could view some of the influencers as not big enough, not relevant enough. But I just think it's necessary to get his confidence back, right? To give him a chance to get another highlight reel knockout. And Slim is a guy who deserves that. 7-0, 5 knockouts like you heard. In my mind, there's no better fight. I come from the world of building storylines, and as it stands, the KSI versus Masvidal fight doesn't have a large enough story behind it. But you stick Masvidal front row, KSI knocks out Slim in a devastating manner, comes right over to the Cuban, and gives him the business. Everybody wants to see that.
I like
fight.
this
I don't care who
storyline.
you are. So I know, that's just what I'm saying. So I think that's the timeline I'd like to live in. Amazing episode, BL. One more thing I want to touch on, though, before we close out here. Next episode, there will be a Twitter post we're putting out. We want to hear from you. Questions, comments, concerns, criticism, things you want us to talk about. Make sure you reply to that tweet. Unsure which account it'll be coming from, but we'll be getting it out. We want to engage the community the best we can, BL.
Yeah, so make sure you're leaving your comments in there so we know who to ask, what to ask, and let us know what guests you want to join. Obviously, today we've had some pretty big guests. Are we going to get big guests every time? I hope so. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I know it's a different style. Hopefully they've liked it. What do you think, Ben? I think it's been a really interesting episode. We've heard everything. We've heard all the details. We even know why Dean's injured, and we know that Slim is training with Usyk. I mean, no one knew that before watching this, I'll tell you that.
Some serious breaking news, and all that tells you fans watching back home is you need to tune in next time on Misfits News. We will see you guys there on Thursday.